Hey, mamas, it's your girl Carrie, and welcome back to Mom Life Career Life. Okay, real talk. Have you tried to lead a Zoom call while simultaneously cutting up grapes or diffusing a toddler tantrum or motioning to your kids to please stop yelling while you're on camera? Yeah, that's what this episode's for you. Today, we're diving into the beautiful mess that is working from home while also mommying because the summer is here and schedules are off. I know my kids are home more than usual, so it's something I need to adjust for. And while remote and hybrid work totally gives us a lot of freedom, it also blurs all the lines. And if you've ever felt like you're failing at both, this episode is your reminder that you're not alone, you're not failing, and you really can make this work with a few boundaries, mindset shifts, and really communication hacks. And speaking of boundaries, if this is an area where you need help, I know you all do, make sure you grab my free Boundaries Made Simple guide. It's short, practical, and packed with scripts you can use right away, whether you're trying to carve out focus time, say no without the guilt, or just stop your work hours from blending into bedtime stories. You'll get simple tools to help you protect your time, your energy, and most importantly, your peace, because boundaries aren't just about saying no. They're about making space for the life that you actually want to live. You can grab it right now. The link is in the show notes. Trust me, this is one resource that you'll want to keep handy all summer long. All right, let's get into it. Are you feeling overwhelmed trying to juggle all the many hats you wear as a working mom? Do you want more quality time with your family without distraction of work and time alone to take care of yourself and your needs? Welcome to Mom Wife Career Life. I'm Carrie, a wife, mom of 3, and a recovering perfectionist. In this podcast, I will teach you how to create balance in your life by implementing healthy habits, organizing your home and your schedule, being intentional with your time and in your relationships, and most importantly, how to start putting your needs first because no one can pour from an empty cup. Grab that second cup of coffee, or if you're anything like me, your third. It's time to dive into today's episode of Mom Wife Career Life. Let's just get this out of the way first. Working from home is not always easier. Sure, you don't have to commute. You can wear stretchy pants. I wear them every day. Maybe you can even have time to throw in a load of laundry in between meetings. But let's be real. Your office is now your kitchen. Your coworkers are now your kids. And there's no clear line between work and home. That balance everyone talks about, it can start feeling more like a juggling act. On a unicycle while your toddler throws goldfish at you. And I hear the same thing from so many moms. Your family thinks that just because you're home, you can do things like run errands, make dinner, clean the house. And while yes, you might be able to do a quick errand on your way to pick up the kids, but some days you might not be able to break away from your computer. And before you know it, 5 o'clock rolls around and you forgot to take the meat out of the freezer. Totally guilty on that one, which, side note, the Instant Pot, if you haven't had one, is a working mom's best friend. It has saved me on more than one occasion. The fact that you could put frozen meat in it is a complete dinner saver. But today we're talking about how to set those boundaries, how to create those routines, and save your sanity while you're working from home. So let's start with those boundaries. Here are some simple but powerful ways to create that separation, even in the same 4 walls. First, create visual boundaries. Even if you don't have a dedicated office, create a work zone, a chair, a desk, even a corner with a laptop stand. When you're in that space, you're in work mode and your family knows it. I work out of our family room and luckily it has a door so I can close people out when I have meetings. But for years, I worked at my kitchen counter, which is literally the center of the house. And it was really tough. It's doable, but you owe it to yourself to have a separate space. So that way you can walk away from it and get some closure at the end of the day and especially at the end of the week. And even if you don't have the space, there are really cute, creative ways to create it. So check out Pinterest. There are tons of ideas. Pinterest is a working mom's best friend. Second, use signals for focus time. You can use a sign on the door, or if you're in open space, maybe it's a light on your desk, or if you have your headset on. If your family sees those signals, they know that they have to be quiet because mommy is on the phone. You can even get your kids involved and have them make a be quiet sign or a do not disturb sign. Number 3, prep people first. Before your day starts, tell your kids or your partner what your schedule looks like. If you have an hourly calendar, you can mark off the times that you have meetings and post it in your command center that hopefully you have by now in your kitchen or wherever the center of your home is, but I highly recommend your kitchen. I added my personal weekly hourly calendar template to the show notes, so if you don't have one, you can grab mine. But this helps if your kids are older and can actually read it, or if you have a mother's helper. They know when you have meetings and when you really need to keep the kids quiet. You can just highlight it in a specific color. And when they see that highlight, they know that it's quiet time. And maybe if you do have that mother's helper, they can get the kids out of the house in the backyard to play, or maybe even just throw them in front of a TV. Mom's best friend. Number 4, make transition times secret. Start and end your workday with a ritual. And this is really important if you don't have a separate workspace that you could just walk away from. Definitely part of that routine needs to close your laptop, whether you have that separate space or not. Closing my laptop at the end of the day gives me such a sense of gratification. And then maybe you can light a candle with your favorite scent, or if you have a separate work phone and you're not on call 24/7, put that sucker in a drawer and close it. I actually leave my laptop out all week, but come Friday at 5 o'clock, I take my work laptop and I put it in a drawer. And again, that gives me so much gratification to do that and just lets my mind know that my work week is over and I am going into personal time. Your brain really needs those cues to shift from boss mode to mom mode and then back again. Number 5, establish flexible working hours. If your job allows it, see if you could set up flexible working hours. If you work from home, a lot of jobs will allow flexibility as long as you're getting your work done. So maybe you work an hour before the kids wake up, so that way you can take them to the park in the middle of the day without the guilt. Or if your kids go to bed early, maybe you could do a little work after they go to bed. I'm really not a fan of working outside working hours because I really think your brain needs that consistent time off, or at least mine does. But if it means that you get to enjoy some quality time with your kids that you otherwise wouldn't, then totally go for it. Just communicate it with your team if needed and give yourself permission to not be available all day long. Set those email boundaries. Even if your response is, I received your email and I'll try to get back to you by tomorrow. So that way you don't feel like it's over your head. And in your morning block, which hopefully you all have by now, yet first hour of work when you setting yourself up for the day, you can respond to the email then. Number 6, block breaks like a boss. Yep, your calendar is not just for meetings, it's for your sanity. If you can, block out short breaks in between meetings so you have moments to breathe, refill your water, check in on your kids, especially if you got little ones at home. Those back-to-back Zoom calls can be really tough. And here's the thing, if your toddler is tugging at your leg in the middle of a call, it's way easier to say, give mommy 20 more minutes or just one Bluey episode than trying to negotiate peace through a 2-hour back-to-back meeting block. Those mini pockets of time, they aren't lazy, they're life-saving. So give yourself the space to reset and a chance to parent without the pressure. You're allowed to schedule breaks like they matter because they do. And you know what? If you were working in the office, you get those breaks. You get up and you walk to the break room or the pantry and you go and get a coffee, or you walk outside, or some allow you to go to the gym. You have those liberties to do at home. And remember, boundaries aren't just for the people you work with or your kids, they're for you too. So now what do you do when your day just seems to absolutely fall apart? Because let's be honest, Sundays, all the things I said just won't work. The kids are sick, the internet crashes, your dog starts throwing up on the rug. Here's what I want you to do. First, have a backup plan, whether it's a trusted sitter, a mother's helper. Especially in the summer, there are so many high school students or college students just sitting around with nothing to do that want to make a couple of extra bucks. A flexible work hour, or a pre-written email that says, sorry, I need to reschedule, or sorry, I can't share my camera on this call because of whatever reason, or a pre-written email that you can send out if you need to miss a meeting or need extra time on a deadline. You need to set yourself up before the chaos hits. Second, communicate with honesty and with grace. Most people will understand, especially post 2020, so just own it with calm and confidence. If you need to reschedule a meeting or two or join a meeting without sharing your camera, just give people the heads up. And if there's a particular week that you know life is going to be a little tough, maybe you are taking a week off from paying for an expensive camp, or your partner has to travel for work so you don't have that extra set of hands, or your babysitter's sick, whatever those circumstances that might make your day or your week a little bit more difficult, give your manager the heads up. Just explain that going to be a tough week for you, that you have a plan in place, but there may be a few bumps in the road. And maybe you'll be able to attend the meeting, but you won't be able to have your camera on, or you have to miss a meeting because you couldn't find someone to pick up the kids, or whatever the issue is. As long as you don't have a track record of missing things or rescheduling things because of your home life, it really should be okay. And lastly, and most importantly, give yourself grace. One messy day, one messy week doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. It just means you're human. You're still doing an amazing job. Balancing the mom thing and the work thing, yeah, it can get chaotic at times, like hiding in the bathroom for a deep breath, kind of chaotic, or crying. Been there, done that, did it last week. But those moments pass. The dishes, they eventually get done. The tantrums, they settle. You always find ways to work it out. And now I've said it before and I'll say it again. If you're working in an environment where there's zero empathy for life outside of work, where flexibility is non-existent and you constantly feel like you're choosing between your job and your kids, it might be time to consider a change. I've totally been there multiple times. I've always worked for a company that values flexibility, which I'm super grateful for. But even recently, my previous role was way too demanding. And not just the work, it was emotionally demanding too. I managed a large team, had a lot of accounts, and honestly, it really started to chip away at the version of me I wanted my kids to see. So I made the change. And let me tell you, at least in my light, the grass is totally greener on the other side. And here's a little wisdom I'll pass on. The best time to look for a new job is when you already have one. That way the pressure is off and you can make the right move, not just a fast one. So if your current role is weighing you down and you're starting to wonder if there's something better out there, check out episode 104, 10 signs that it's time to look for a new job. I break it all down, no guilt, just real talk, because you deserve a career that supports your life, not one that competes with it. And if you work from home, while it's truly a blessing, you're navigating a work setup that was not designed with a mom in mind. And you are still showing up. You're still contributing. You're still loving on your people. You don't have to work like you don't have kids. And you don't have to parent like you don't have a job. You're allowed to do both with boundaries, intention, and most importantly, a whole lot of grace. And if this episode hit home, I'd love for you to share it with a fellow working mom who's figuring it out just like you. And don't forget, I've got a free guide just for you. My Boundaries Made Simple. It's packed with scripts, ideas, and space to design your ideal day. So grab it in the show notes. And until next time, keep showing up, keep breathing deep, and remember, you're doing a beautiful job, even when it's messy. And if you want more tips or just a safe space to chat with moms just like you, come on over and hang out in our Facebook community, Work-Life Balance for Working Moms. Sending you so much love and light. Until next time on Mom Life, Career Life with Carrie Pat. Before you go, if you found this podcast helpful, I would be so grateful if you would take a minute, go on over to iTunes and leave me a review. If you have other stressed out mamas in your life that you feel this podcast could help, take a screenshot of this episode, post it on your Instagram stories and tag me, and let them know that they are not alone and they can create balance in their life too. If there's a topic you'd like me to cover or you just want to connect, DM me on Instagram at mom.wife.career.life. Or come on over and hang out in our free Facebook community, Work-Life Balance for Working Moms. Sending you so much love and light until next time on Mom Life Career Life with Carrie Pat.